moving forward.
So as you saw at the very end of Infinity War, obviously we've got a sneak preview for Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
Captain Marvel. Personally, I don't know a lot about this character, but I believe she's going to save the MCU.
Carol Danvers, the last iteration of Captain Marvel. I think it's been like 6 or 7 beforehand. She's pretty badass. Captain Marvel's always been cool. Like, yeah, Brie Larson.
So pretty much what I was thinking about is it's going to be kind of hard to carry it on because, I mean, it's the only hope for the MCU, clearly, as Marvel has teased it, but at the same time...
Does it need to be saved, is the question. Personally, no, I don't know so much.
But at the same time, how the hell is she going to come back considering Thanos slipped his fingers and literally killed the Time Stone? Because, I mean, the only way I can imagine it to be is if Captain Marvel somehow... It's just... I can't get my head around any of it because they've completely put a mindfuck.
It's based in the 90s, so the only thing I'm going to think is that he hits the pager button, and then right from then she starts altering bits of time, so that when it gets to that point, she'll be ready, she'll be prepared, she won't be dead.
It's almost like saying,
do.
and this is actually given the perfect excuse and everything of saying that it's possible for extended different universes.
Yeah, well, these are my other theory for Infinity War. What they could do is, at the end of it...
She's got a theory.
...is go to a different dimension where the other half didn't die. And
that's exactly what I just thought.
Blend the two together, Rick and Morty style.
That's exactly as anyone saw in an interview recently with Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. As we all know, Loki dies in Infinity War, gets his fucking throat ripped out by Thanos. However... So, in this new interview Tom Hiddleston is talking about, he says that everything is fine. And maybe, like you were just saying then, it's a possible chance that they blend the two universes together. Especially the fact that if everyone's seen Avengers 4, or whatever the title's going to be called of it,
Endgame.
You see
Endgame.
Loki is still in his original mask when he got captured at the end of Avengers 2012.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way of saying that. But if that was Thor, and if Thor was at the right timeline, possibly, but he's still got his long hair, and so they all look the same.
I see they've got that weird thing on their hand, and I think that could
the
be
watch,
like...
yeah. Ant-Man's even there
I
as
don't
well.
know, it could be like a piece to stop... I mean, it could be SHIELD technology, because Captain America is there, and he's like really bewildered by it all. And Iron Man's got like the SHIELD uniform on, and it means they could integrate SHIELD back into it.
What I would personally think would be pretty cool as well is, and like I'm saying, this probably won't make any sense, but at the same time, I feel like it'll be kind of a cool way for Ant-Man and the Wasp transition to possibly go into that, where in a way of understanding what the quantum realm properly is, and maybe it's something to do with actual time as well as being below atom level.
Well, I think if they were in the quantum realm, they were safe from the finger snap. Because it would mess things up if halfway through Ant-Man looks over and the Wasp is suddenly just like,
I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good.
Just mid-air. Oops. Anyway, back to where we were. The biggest thing for me in this is looking at how it'll all piece together. Because moving forward, you've got the Fox deal that's coming in, and we're going to mention this later on, but
they said
you have like an open universe now. Everything is there. So anything you do here,
I mean,
a few main characters, ain't going to matter.
They said today as well that Venom, what we were talking about before, Venom wasn't confirmed in the MCU, but however, there's still a chance everything could change, such as, look at fucking Sony with Spider-Man. For years and years they tried to panel that down, but it eventually happened, but it's just bound to happen, and especially it's more if Marvel gets bigger, which I think Avengers has already made $1 billion now, and it's like been in box office for a week or something. But
11 days. 11 days they made $1 billion.
It's completely crazy. But so I believe anything can happen with that. But so with it moving forward and everything, I believe they're going to have a few Captain Marvel films, because I believe in fact, everyone's saying that Spider-Man is going to be the new leader of them. I don't think that's true. I think it's going to be Captain Marvel that's going to be...
I think Doctor Strange. I think your original trinity were Thor, Captain America and Iron Man. I think the new trinity are going to be Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. And then around them, you'll have Thor, who will step from the old roster into the...
I believe Thor's going to die.
No, I reckon he's... What they've done...
I feel like he's had his time.
Nah, with Ragnarok, how they've reinvented the character. It's like a soft reboot. I reckon they'll squeeze another 2 or 3 films out of him, and then he'll put down the axe, and Beta Ray Bill will turn up. That's what I think, because it's... Beta Ray Bill's the alien, the weird horse-faced alien thing. He's really cool. Originally in the comics, he had Stormbreaker. It's a different looking Stormbreaker though. It was like gold.
Yeah. That's fair, but I believe, this is just my idea. I feel like the way they've been kind of breaking down Thor really well recently, I feel like, and getting him darker, I just feel like he's, at the same time, I kind of do agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like he may...
If I were Marvel, I'd squeeze a few more movies out of him just to please the audience, and then I'd like kill him off or retire him, or
but with,
bring Jane Foster back.
Don't
bring Jane Foster back, she's boring.
Yeah, she's terrible. She dumped Thor. Or he dumped her. But
I don't care.
Anyway, so with the future of Marvel as well as that happening, I still believe, I personally, because everyone is kind of confused what's happening at the moment with Captain America, or Steve Rogers as he is now, but so everyone's... Nomad. Everyone's saying that they don't know if the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky Barnes, is going to become Captain America, or they don't know if Sam Wilson, Falcon, is going to become him. Personally, I have no fucking idea, but I was actually going to tell you about this a few weeks ago.
Who would you want?
I would actually like them to kind of be a mix together. So, the example, what they did with the Shocker in Spider-Man Homecoming, where he got disintegrated, the first one, is originally in the comics.
Just pass the straight away.
Yeah, so for example, maybe there could be a little joke where, I don't know, Sam Wilson could like hold the shield, like knock someone over and be like, I'm Captain America or something, and maybe he gets shot, and maybe they do something with the reality stone or the time stone, where they bring
someone just like punches him and the shield's just there and
lands in Bucky's hand. It's like, oh come on, or just something like that. I think that will be a cool reference, but personally,
well, Bucky's now the White Wolf, so with
that's
the White
exactly
Wolf,
what I was thinking.
I think if you go down that line, because the White Wolf in the comics is a completely different character. He's like, I think it's like a stepbrother to T'Challa. So the fact they're calling Bucky the White Wolf is kind of like just a replacement of what that character would have been.
And the thing is, like, I completely agree with you when I was saying about the White Wolf and everything, because they've completely made this new character for him, and I think it'd be a bit silly for him to go straight into Captain America after, and maybe give Sam Wilson a chance. But at the same time, what we were just saying, so
Falcon's more people friendly, because Winter Soldier, he fucked up a lot in like Winter Soldier, so.
Especially at the start of Civil War.
Yeah, like, the world was sort of knew who he was, what he was capable of. You can't really just throw him back in and be like...
He kills Tony Stark's dad.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're Captain America. But you've done a load of stuff. Whereas Falcon's more family friendly. He's more PC, you know. He's more sort of bit of smack, bit of like cheeky talking and whatnot. He does his bit and then he can actually pass off having a shield and the Spandau colours. That would work more. It would for me, anyway. As a fan, I think I'd rather see Falcon than I would Bucky, because Bucky can have the darker edge, and if you've killed Howard Stark, you can't take up the mantle of the guy that created the original. Yeah,
I completely agree. And the thing is, as well, what I was just thinking about as well was it's going to be really, really hard for them to carry on with who it's going to be and everything. So, like with Bucky, like you would pretty much just saying like how he's had all this past and how he's had this bad history. But with Sam Wilson at the same time, he's always been like, he's literally just always been, not the side bitch, but
no,
he's always been
like the guy on the edge, the guy that just swoops in, does his stuff, fires some guns.
Bum looks the fuck out of Cap.
And off he goes. And that's it.
And that would be a good,
to give him his chance and to give him further character development, I think it'd be a good.
I would like
Or a mutant. If you blend the Foxsteel correctly,
that would be
you could have some unknown superpowered mutant turn up and be like, I'm Captain America. And then blend the worlds.
And that could even, if they're still following the comics, that could even be a twist for this new mutant who doesn't understand what their powers are. And that could be the twist for the Captain American Hydra story.
There you go.
Which would be Infinity
Yeah.
War. Out in now.
I'll shoot him later, don't worry.